Hey Mike, how are you?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's up, dude? How's it going?
It's going well. I see that you're taking money from innocent children at J&J's and whatnot.
Every week, man. Every week.
Why is J&J so important, Mike?
Oh, hold on. Let me pause the other stream. There we go. Sweet. I can't see your face, by the way. It sucks. But we have your cute little picture too.
Wait.
Sorry. JJ's is so important because like it's a local community. Like it's a local card shop that's just like decided to invest in me and sponsor me. And I wouldn't have accepted it unless they like really cared about the community, which was the first thing I wanted to see. Like because they reached out to me a little bit in advance. And then finally, like when I saw that they cared about the community, then I accepted and like, yeah, it's been growing a lot since then. Like I guess that was a good investment. Like they went from getting like 25 people at their locals to like 50, I think 50-ish at the last two. So that's definitely good.
Dude, I look Indian right now. I'm sorry.
I can't even see your face, dude. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I just see you dressed up. That's I don't know where you are. Yeah, no Tafo face, but that's okay.
I don't know why the gain went so high for that. I'm like Indian. I'm sorry. Alright.
Yeah, I don't get Tafo video on my end, but we're good, dude. I can't make eye contact with Tafo.
I think it's because my video is feeding into
into OBS or XSplit?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so what was it? So tell us a little bit about yourself, and so maybe like from Brawl going back into Melee.
Dude, so like, well, I'll give you like the too long didn't read, but not too short. So like, I started with Melee in like 06. Went to my first tournament, like Ken's house, and went to like MLG in 2006. And I always started off as a competitive player. Like I never played for fun, or initially like for fun, like casually. I mean, I just kind of started out competitively. We hosted a tournament at my high school.
Hugs showed up. You to move your mic away from the mouth because like they hear breathing. All right.
Sorry about that. I breathed too hard, guys. Yeah, my high school had a Smash Halo tournament. I was like a Halo player, so like I showed up for the Halo tournament. I started watching Melee, and funny enough, Hugs showed up, and I didn't know who Hugs was, but dude, I thought Samus was like hella broken because Hugo won, Hugo bopped everybody, but I was thinking like, dude, Samus's recovery is like mad broken. So I decided to start playing Melee like the next day. Picked up a GameCube for my friend, and yeah, I just started playing. I played Samus for a day until I saw Shine Blind. And then, yeah, so I saw Shine Blind, like, old school combo video, and then I decided Fox is broken, so I picked Fox. And then, from there I competed. I was okay at Melee, like, I pretty much sucked for, like, the duration of my time in Melee, initially, until the last, like, 4 months I played, where I got, like, super good, taking, like, I think is Mango still here? I think it's gonna set up Mango back in the day, which is really funny. But more importantly, like, actually, like, good players, like, I mean, not sandbaggy Mango, you know? Like, I got to take a set off of, like, Lucky. I think me and Fly were trading sets. Larry, like, and this is back in the day. Like, this is around Brawl's release. But from there, like, the Brawl community just kind of took over the Melee community. So everyone from Melee started going to Brawl. So I started doing that, and then eventually I got really good at Brawl. I was, like, about top 16 probably in my prime. Then the scene kind of died, came back to Melee. And, yeah, I've been improving over the past couple years. I've been back for, like, almost 2 years now. I think like a year and a half to closer to 2 years.
Well, so a lot of people knew that you're, up there in Brawl. What were some of your accomplishments before, to give a little bit more background? Oh,
so my Brawl days, so I was, again, really bad at Smash. Like, I was, like, not initially good. So, like, in Brawl, I was kind of booty still. But I don't really know what happened. I think it was just, like, that drive and determination that I have, like, for anything I do. And I just kept grinding and trying to figure out new stuff. And eventually I started to get good. My first, like, really, what set me on the map as a pro player was beating one of the top 2 players in the world at the time, being Mewtwo King and Ally. I ended up beating Ally at EVO in winners. I think it was like 3-1, and that's an EVO, I want to say 2009, I think, when Brawl was actually on the circuit without items. I beat Ally. In winners, it took Mewtwo King to, like, 5th game, and, like, that's where I got a lot of notoriety. Ended up getting 3rd, losing to Ally and losers. But from there, like, throughout the entirety of Brawl, I took a lot of sets off good people. Mewtwo King dominated, like, most of the West Coast. I was ranked 2nd for, like, 2 years straight, I think. 2nd or 3rd. Yeah, like, players like Anti, who were, like, pretty much considered gods, like, top 5 at the time, got, like, beat him, have positive records on Ally and Anti, as well as like countless other players who you guys probably don't know about that were like really good in the Brawl times. But yeah, that's pretty much my accomplishments. Got like 5th place at MLG DC, which is a really good one. I always ended up choking at Apex. Apex is like, at the time, like the premier tournament, I always ended up choking. I think my highest placing at Apex was like 13th. Kind of sucks.
Aww.
That's alright.
And then you randomly decided to just start going back into Melee tournaments. And so that was about a year and a half ago?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago. Maybe, a month or two more or something like that. But yeah, what happened was the Brawl, I was the main TO in SoCal for like 2 years for Brawl because no one else wanted to TO. So I was just like doing that for a while. Decided that my heart wasn't competing, and when I stopped TOing, everyone went back to, or everybody just kind of stopped playing Brawl. Nobody wanted to TO and pick it up. So I said, screw this, gonna go back to Melee. And yeah, it was a really tough transition at first, dude. Like, oh god, it was so hard going back to Melee. I remember my first SSS. It was so difficult. But yeah, I just kind of went back once the Brawl community died.
I see. Yeah, I remember like in the very beginning, I was like, yes, I have mikeHAZE. Like, this is free.
You're one of the first people I actually got to play from like actually good Melee players. Like when I came back, I didn't really know you back in the day. I think we had like a random interaction once or twice, like at a UCLA tournament. Yeah. You still went there. I remember going to your
shouts to the dorm food.
Anyway. I remember that you were hustling, dude. Trying to sell your dorm food, dude. I remember that.
$5 for an all-you-can-eat buffet.
That was amazing. It was a good deal, dude.
Anyway, keep going.
You were absolutely not hustling. Yeah, I remember going to your house. I went to Topa's house, guys, and like, here I was, like I had a little bit of an ego, not too much, because I'm not generally like, filled with that much ego. But I went to Topa's house thinking I would do okay, and like Topa was just repeatedly like, for like 2 or 3 hours straight, just like 3 and 4 stalking me. I'm like, dude, like, I don't remember being this bad, and it's just, the metagame improved so much, and I was a little rusty. More so that everyone just got so much better, and Topa was amazing. Yeah, and I just got wrecked, and I remember being so, like, oh, it was so sad. It was so sad. And Topa was sitting there, like, not even paying attention, like, he's, like, looking at the basketball game on his computer while he's, like, destroying me. I'm like, dude.
I'm so sorry.
And no, it's okay. It's funny. It's funny. I think that's when I knew it was going to be a long journey. I'm pretty sure that's when I knew.
And that was about a year ago, right?
Yeah, probably a year and a couple months. But okay. Yeah, probably about a year, actually.
Dang, that's crazy. And then what happened from there? So
like, I think it was just like a lot of. Sorry to cut you off. I think it was just like wanting to get better, and like whatever I do in life, like I just want to be good at it. Like, I don't like wasting my time. People play for different reasons. I don't like wasting my time. Like personally, playing like completely casually. Like that's not fun to me. I like being competitive. I think it's okay if you want to do that. Like the way I look at it is just like, I don't know, why play? Like I like to compete. I like to win. So. And so it's been like that with everything I do. Like when I used to make a lot more music, like it's the same way. Like I'd have that motivation. But I just didn't like. I'm not okay with being like mediocre, I guess, in anything. And that really happened. Like it really excelled for me in Melee because like it's really fun. I have a lot of fun with it. I like improving. But to give you an example of like my first couple Melee tournaments back, like I remember one of my first losses. And it's funny because I know him now. His name is. If you guys have ever heard of Hopefler, Hopefler is a Melee player. He plays Marth, and I had never heard of him back in my first tournament. I was like, who the heck is Hopefler? Who the fuck? Excuse my language. Who's this guy? And then I was thinking I'm gonna body him, and his like girlfriend's cheering behind him, like, let's go, Adam, let's go. And I got destroyed, and I lost 2-0, and like, I remember I didn't even make eye contact with the dude. I'm just like, yeah, good games, dude. Shake hands, walk away. I didn't even know his name at the time, and I was so salty. But it went from that and like just getting a lot of motivation, like not wanting to be bad, just like really drove me to get a lot better.
How much do you think there has to be like an innate drive to improve? I know a lot of people say, they want to get good at Melee, but do you feel that there has to be something intrinsic that like just keeps pushing you?
I mean, just doing it. Like I feel like a lot of people say that. I have a lot of friends who like say that. I had a bunch of people, even recently I did because more recently I've gotten a lot better. I started doing like I made a post in the SoCal Melee threads about like selecting a protege. There's like someone I want to train, and a lot of people filled it out. And then like I don't even see these guys at tournaments. I'm like, dude, like I see like 5 of you at tournaments. How many of you really want to get good if you're not putting in the time? So like, people just really need to put in the time if you want to get good. It's not going to happen any other way. An important thing too is like knowing how to practice as opposed to just grinding out not viable tech skill all the time. Knowing how to practice, knowing what to study is really important. But more so like just getting out and doing it. Like, don't just say you want to get good, just go do it.
So that's a lot of higher level general statements. So what does that look like for you on a week-to-week basis?
More recently, like, well, in the past, I would say 3 months, I've been practicing every day. And it's really helped a lot with my nerves, because I used to get really nervous going up on stage, going to Mayhem, having to play a top player. So I kind of had to dissect why I would get nervous and realize, I would get nervous because, as an example, I care about the outcome. Or, as an example, maybe I didn't practice a lot this week, and I'm going to be nervous about my tech skill, about tech flubs. So more recently, I've just been grinding out a lot of viable tech skill. I've been grinding out like wave shine, like SFAT talked about this too. Like I'll just do basic stuff, like getting long wave dashes, doing Firefox cancels, just doing stuff I'm actually going to do in tournament that I needs to be cleaned up. But I've been playing every day, just so like when that tournament comes, like on Saturday, and I have to play Kira in grand finals, and I feel a little shaky or a little nervous, I'm going to tell myself, I practiced every day this week. I have no reason to be nervous. I have absolutely no reason to be nervous. This is what I do every day. And it really helped my nerves a lot. But yeah, I try to play all the time. Like I know like people in the chat, like I've been streaming a lot lately, but this has been an ongoing thing. I just kind of decided to stream what I've been doing.
Kira's still salty that he lost to you.
Oh, I imagine that was a tough loss for Kira, dude. We played at this tournament called Final Destination last Saturday. All the pros, like all the top 5 of SoCal, were out of region or just busy, I guess. They had like a pot bonus. So just like pretty much me, Kira, a rookie, and Reno. So in winners finals, Kira beat me I think it was 3-2. And in losers finals, I ended up coming back, beating Reno. Then I beat Kira 3-1, and then it was 3-2, and it was like last stock, but still, it was like I clutched it, and I was so happy that I overcame this mental barrier I've had from coming back from losers bracket. It's so hard sometimes, because you have to take 2 sets, and it can be ridiculous. But I was really glad. I was really proud of myself that I was able to do that. I think I really got in his head. I was just shutting him down a lot. Couldn't really approach. Like, he couldn't really approach, rather. And my punishes were pretty spot on. Poor guy. And the same thing happened in doubles, too. Like, he ended up beating me and Reno in winners, and then we came back 2 sets in losers. It's kind of funny.
Nice. And so what does a week look for you now these days? I know that you put in a lot of work recently into, just putting in the grind.
Right. These days, I'm not working right now. I quit my job almost a year ago, dude. How time flies. So lately I've just, for a while I was working on music, but more lately just, a lot of Melee. Probably at least, I've been streaming a lot, so I'll put in, 4 to 6 hours if I can. Playing Melee. It's cool streaming, too, because I get to listen to a lot of the music I want to listen to anyway. On my own, I'll probably be listening to music. So I get to, listen, practice, and then just talk to the chat, and it's always fun. But most importantly, I just try to grind out stuff, or I'll invite some my newer friends over and try to train them, give them examples of stuff to work on. We always have our homie Thursday, so that's usually a 10-hour practice day. It's important to take breaks though. Even though I play that much, or it sounds like I'm streaming the whole time, I will take a lot of breaks. Every half an hour, I'll take a 5-minute to 10-minute break. Just make sure my hand. I've had hand problems in the past, so make sure my hands don't get too worn out. Make sure I keep my mentality in check. And you've actually seen that too. When you used to come over, I don't know what happened. Why don't you come over anymore, dude?
Just I was just doing content. I'll probably come this Tuesday, actually.
All right, cool. Yeah, Tafa Tuesdays. If you guys don't know what that is, Tafa just comes over and gives me some training. But yeah, I'll do that a lot. Tafa will bot me, or we'll be going back and forth, and you'll start destroying me, and I'll take a 10-minute break. I'm like, dude, Tafa, can I take 10 and just reset my mentality and just refresh? And I think it's important to take breaks because you want to keep your mentality fresh. You want to make sure that you're pushing yourself, and I think you should get tired and you work on stamina. You get tired, you take a break, and you come back strong. I think it's really important.
Have you ever been a part of Smash Cardio?
No, what is that?
It's you play Hugo for 2 hours straight. But you can't be lazy. You have to actually play your hardest.
That's a really good idea. I like that, actually. But yeah, Hugo's a really fun person to play against, dude. We got to play last night, and we're playing. It was a rotation, so I didn't get a lot. I didn't get constant matches, but it's so cool playing him. Cause I feel like Samus, he has to commit to important spots in order to get a hard punish.
Yeah.
And it really helps me a lot because I could see where my stupid mistake was. I'm like, okay, like I jumped right here like a fool, and this is what happened. So like next time I'm absolutely not going to jump there because he had to go for a hard read, and it just makes you look stupid. So it's always fun playing Hugo. I credit you and Hugo actually the most to why I've gotten good. Yeah, you guys have really pushed me. Like you pushed me a lot on mentality, and Hugo pushed me a lot on mental game. You helped me a lot on mental game too, but Hugo really pushed me further. Just like showing me examples of positioning or examples where I'm being stupid and overcommitting. You do that too, but Hugo it's so annoying losing to Hugo because it's Samus. I feel like he has to get like some super sick read in order to destroy me, and he does often enough.
Yeah, Hugo's insane to play, and that's why it was kind of funny because I think he went on a Sheik embargo in friendlies. He would not play me in friendlies because he was worried that I would figure him out. But I felt that actually hurt him because he's a better adapter to habits than I am. So if we play longer, that benefits him than me. And I felt like he indirectly hurt himself by doing that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know why he did the Sheik thing though. It's kind of funny because we just like body a Sheik. I remember like the one time he took a friendly off my Fox. Like I went on a tangent. Would never drop it. It's always funny playing Hugo though. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Sometimes like I don't even say anything in a session, and they're like, "Wow, I learned stuff from you." I'm like, "Wait, what? Like I didn't even say anything."
Yeah, it's important to have that mentality of being willing to learn. I think that's what really got me to the next level. You know where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Because I got pretty high, like. And even in the last rank, I know we had like a long gap, but I was talking to Hugo about it last night. We hung out, and like 9 spots in like a couple months, like what was it, 6 months maybe?
Yeah.
Well, whatever. 9 spots is like a big deal. I went from number 18 to number 9, and it's just my willingness to learn. I think that's what makes me good at not only melee, but like whatever. Like that's why like I have an easier time applying myself to stuff, just because I'm always willing to learn. Like I've had to take time as a person outside of Smash and just on my own to like rid myself of ego and rid myself of the ego of not wanting to listen to people or not wanting to take advice from people. I'm always willing to take advice. It doesn't matter who they are. Like if they give me a suggestion, like I'm gonna consider it at minimum.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I play friendlies, like I have to be open to that. Like if Hugo destroys me, gives me advice, I'm gonna take it. Or if I see a spot where I'm being really sloppy, I'm gonna do my best to fix it.
That's pretty cool. So you know, I always like go through the grind. You went through a grind, and you went also through like, I think 2 months ago-ish, you went through a period of disappointment where like you felt like you had a boost and then you stopped and then you had another boost. But how did you get through that kind of trough?
Yeah, I'd say like it was maybe about 3 or 4 months ago now. I remember it was right after Apex. By the way, am I in the shadow? Like, do I need to turn on a light? Are we good? Am I too dark? Toppo?
I think you're fine.
I'm fine. Okay. Ooh, thank you. Yeah, like after Apex, I developed a bit of an ego, and it was just after improving so much. And at Apex, I bodied so many people in money matches. It's so funny because I was really broke at the time. Like, dude, I'm just gonna money match everyone. And I kind of developed that ego. And after that, like because of my ego, I had an expectation to win, and that is the worst thing you can have. Like for me personally, at least. Like, I don't know if that goes for everybody. I don't know if it goes for people like Mango. I feel like Mango plays off of it. But for me, that is the worst thing, is having an expectation. Because what will happen is I'll play someone, obviously. Like, I could play someone, like, let's say I play... Me and a rookie used to go back and forth. So let's use a rookie for an example. We just go back and forth and, like, oh, I won the last 2. Or, like, oh, I beat this other guy. And I just beat MacD. Like, what's this guy going to do? And then I will get destroyed because I'll be so cocky and so careless that I will get bodied, and that kept happening. And after Apex, like I went to Chicago thinking that, oh dude, this is gonna be easy money, or I'm gonna make some money and we're gonna go here, and then I got bodied. I lost to the Dart and Fro, and I just got destroyed. I went to NorCal thinking like the same thing, and I lost to like Bizarro. I mean, obviously these are still good players, but not at the ego that I had at the time. I was just, I'm gonna body these people and we're gonna train on them. So I like lost to Bizarro, I lost to Zelda Freak and Ralph, which are obviously really good players, but in my head at the time, I was thinking I was just going to body everyone. And after that, it was really humbling. Like, I had to have a talk with myself. And PP, I don't know if PP's still in the chat, but if you are, thank you for for helping out so much. I messaged PP after I remember I lost to Ralph Zelda freaking Winners. And he told me, he just gave me like a lot of advice on mentality and about having a conversation with yourself outside of Smash about why you play Smash. Like, you know, just you have to talk to yourself about that. And I kind of realized that's when I set my goals, and that's why I think I've improved so much in the past 3 or 4 months after that little slump, because I had to have a talk with myself and realize why I play. And I changed my entire goals. Like, my goal up until this point was just to win. I wanted to win. I wanted to prove that I was really good, and I wanted to prove it to myself and prove to everyone who said I could never do it. And when I had that talk with myself, I kind of realized all that stuff doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't matter if I mean, it matters in a sense, but it doesn't really matter in terms of the way that I was thinking about it. 'Cause I was thinking about it more so in a validating way. Like, if I beat Fly at this tournament, people are going to think I'm good. But I just erased that completely. Like, I realized that's really trivial and stupid. It doesn't matter what people think. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks of that or what anyone's opinion on that. It's about, like, why I play. So I changed my entire mentality to going from playing to win to just playing to learn. And that's really, really... I love it. I love it. That's, like, my favorite thing that I do, dude. It's just, like, it makes you so much better. Because if my mentality is just to play to learn all the time, I never get nervous at tournaments. Like, rarely will I get nervous. Because it doesn't matter. Like, the reason I'm nervous is because I want to win, and that means a lot.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't. And now I don't throw away sets as often, at least. As often as I used to. Like, I do a lot better. I'm not nervous. I play to my fullest. And it's really hard for me to autopilot because my entire goal was to learn. And as long as I learn, then the match wasn't a waste. And, you know, I don't get salty after losing winners or losers. As long as I learn. So I think that was a really important thing for me. And that's really what set me over the edge in the last few months. I've improved so much, and it's so sick. Just because I'm always willing to learn, though. I think newer players who are, like, up and coming and stuff, like, consider that. Like, consider not caring about the win, and if just play to learn your opponent, play to adapt, and you'll have a lot more fun, I think, too.
Yeah. I think that's, like, one of the things, like, I worry about when I see a new player, and then they, like, I don't know, make it to winners finals of Mayhem polls, and then, like, they feel like that should be the expectation every time. I'm like, that's, like, you're setting yourself up for, like, a recipe for disaster with that mindset. And consequently, everybody who has that mindset, from what I've noticed at Mayhem, they just, like, fall apart for, like, the next 3 Mayhems. And I'm just like, I don't want to say anything, but I'm just like, I kind of saw that coming.
Right. Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, because a lot of people come to me for advice, because, like, for whatever reason, and I guess it's because I've come so far. Like, I went from losing to Hofler at my, like, first or second tournament to doing really well, you know, being number 9 on the PR and, like, taking sets off of a lot of the top players in SoCal. I've gone from that into... I've gone from, you know, being at that level to where I am now. So a lot of people, like, look up to me for advice and stuff. And it's frustrating when they don't take your advice. Like, so it's hard to help people sometimes. I don't know if you feel that too.
Yeah, I've definitely had that a lot, especially when I did the one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Where they would try to... I think it was an insecurity thing where I would be like, hey, like, I'm just curious on why you're doing this option so much. And they're like,
right.
Oh, like, I'm new to the game. I'm just... Yeah, like... like my friend would teach, like, they would make a bunch of excuses as if I'm, like, attacking their character, where I'm like, no, I don't, like, in my head I'm like, no, like, I don't view you any less. I'm just curious on, like, what the decision making is here. Like, you don't have to explain to me like your life circumstances that look, you know.
Yeah, it sounds more so like they're trying to justify it as opposed to give you the actual reason, right?
Yeah.
Let me see one thing.
So,
yeah, I know what you mean. It sucks, like, because I have a bunch of friends who come over for, like, Thursdays and stuff. And, like, I want everyone to be really good, but, like, no one listens.
Yeah.
Like, it's not hard to get good, guys. I promise you, it's a long journey. As long as you keep a strong mentality, like, it's not hard at all. But you have to be willing to, like, open yourself up and be vulnerable to learning. Yeah. And it's hard. It's hard. Like, I've had a long journey, dude. I've had a lot of losses. I've had a lot of, you know, quote unquote bad losses. And it sucks. It sucks going to a tournament and, like, beating someone really good and then, like, doing bad and losers. It sucks. But you have to keep yourself strong. You have to keep a good mentality. But it is not that hard.
You know,
what's that?
You know who has a really good mentality?
You?
No. I'm, like, probably 6 out of 10. Dip.
Yeah, he really does. Shouts to AJ. I don't know where he's at. I haven't seen him in, like, a week. He's, like, at his parents' house dog sitting or something.
Wait, doesn't he live with you?
Yeah, but he's like at home at his parents' dog sitting, I think. Shots of Dip. Yeah, Dip has a good mentality. I just don't know why he doesn't enter. If he entered more, I think he'd get really good. Because that's going to be something that holds him back if he ever chooses to entering, I think. It's just he's going to lack tournament experience. He's going to get nervous. And, I mean, you'll probably lose a lot of sets to people he's better than. But yeah, he has a really good mentality.
Like, I'm always impressed with him because, like, I'll, like, 3-stock him, and then he'll, like, play the next match and be like, hey, like, what do you do in this situation? And then we'll recreate the situation. So not only does he have, like, a good mindset and, like, plays to learn, like, he asks good questions.
Yeah, it's important to ask questions. Like, that's what really got me first initially good at Brawl, was just asking people. Like, I would ask people who were at a lower level than me. I could ask, you know, I was considered the best Marth. I would ask somebody who was not even top 100, like, hey, what would you do in this situation? Just to, like, get an understanding of what they would do and what my potential options are. And that really takes you a long way when you're willing to learn. Oh god. Brawl was... It was so hard transitioning Brawl to Melee, dude. It was so frustrating. Like, that's why you have to get... That's why I had to get rid of my ego, because going from being such a good player in that to being complete booty at Melee was just so difficult. And it was really hard to transition. Like... Oh god, that was so difficult. But I think what really made me good too, like along the journey, was what I could apply from Brawl to Melee.
Yeah.
And I think, well, a lot of people like don't even consider those things. I'm like, dude, like no, there's so much. The biggest thing that I do is just kind of zoning. Like the way I zone is so similar in Melee is so similar to Brawl. My playstyle is so much so similar. Not that I can't, but like the way I outrange my opponent and just stay in a safe range. And just bait. It's so similar and so sick. And when I finally figured out how to apply that, I was like, okay, this game is a lot easier than I thought.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of applicable things. It's just like you have to learn where to apply it.
Yeah. I think previously you played a little bit too safe and you wouldn't press advantages too much.
Yeah, and I've been learning a lot about that too. It's kind of funny because League of Legends helps a lot with that.
Oh,
which I don't.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of League, but like I'll know. I've heard you say that a couple times, and I'll watch League and I'm like, oh, that's what top means. Okay, like. I get it, and then I can apply it back to Melee. Like, Melee is a hard game in the sense, the mental aspect obviously is the hardest aspect. Like I feel like Melee is such a large percentage of mental as opposed to tech skill, and I kind of realized that one day at Toph's house. It was after I lost to Zelda Freak. Dude, what a bad week! Oh my god, I was so salty. So I was at Toph's house and like it was like Monday and Toph's not there and I'm just there by myself, like hanging out with my girlfriend at the time. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, dude, like, my tech skills looking so sick. I was doing, like, quadruple shine turnarounds, perfect ledge. I was doing everything perfect, right? And I was like, but why do I still suck? If I can do everything so good, why do I still suck? And that's when I realized that tech skill doesn't really matter that much. Too many people put too much of an emphasis on it. If you just practice your viable tech skill, make a little routine. I made a routine. It's like a 30-minute routine where I just practice the actual tech skill I'm going to use in tournament and actually use in matches, like wave shining, firefox stalling, ledge dashes, and chain grabs. Like, it's a half-an-hour routine. I just do that. I'm like, okay, now I'm solid. Like, the rest of it is just being analytical, reading what my opponent's going to do, reading basic stuff, like even like where they jump. I'm like, okay, well, that's a free up smash if they jump here. Like, if they wave dash back here, that's a free up smash. And just looking at these little holes. Because most people, I guarantee it, like, a lot of you are already at the point where you're technical enough. Like, you look at look at Leffen. Like, Leffen's technical, but he's not flashy technical. He's just efficient. He's technical enough that it gets him to be, you know, top 8, whatever you want. You know, what is he, top 6, top 7 in the world. So it's so much more mental, and that's why I love Melee too. Cause it's not, you can't just like run a train completely on someone because you're more technical than them.
Yeah, I agree. Dang, it's like so crazy. It's like the fun. Like, and people say the same thing about Mango. It's like, oh, Mango's not technical. And then I look at the little things of game knowledge and, like, his applicable tech skill. I'm just like, wow, like, even though, like, Hacks and other people can do, like, quadruple shines, like, I look at some of the things Mango does, I'm like, well, like, this is so much more applicable. He got a link here that no other Fox would think of.
Yeah, it's super sick. I don't know, Melee is the best game, but it's also the most frustrating, dude. Like, getting destroyed is so demoralizing sometimes. When your opponent like playing Hugo, that happens sometimes. Like, I just have no answer to what he's doing. I'm like, dude, you're just amazing. And
then he mix it up, and he already like knows that you're mixing it up.
Dude, that is the most annoying thing about Hugo, is that he'll preemptively, he's like, I think he's really good at poker, right? Have you ever played him? Actually, now that I think about it, have you ever played a poker tournament with Hugo?
I thought we were gonna eventually play poker, but
Oh, that fell through. We should do that.
yeah.
I feel like Hugo would be amazing. I can find it so annoying because he'll just do these stupid call-outs. Like, for example, we were playing yesterday, and what was it? I forgot exactly what it was, but it's like I knew he was gonna dash back, and oh yeah, so what it was, oh yeah, he dashes back and like I read him with an up smash and kill him, but then the next time that situation happened, I don't know, like I respected him enough to where I knew he wasn't gonna do it again, but he just changed it up again, and like he called me on the read. It was just super amazing. I was like, dude, how the hell do you read like? Oh god, that was so frustrating. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Hugo blows my mind how he does it. He could just call your call out, but like without even seeing it. It's super sick. Hugo's at another level, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of demoralizing because a lot of people, when they watch his videos, are like Hugo sucks. Like, and if you don't play a person that's really strong at reading, you really don't know what it feels like to play him. Play a strong reader until you play him.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh damn, like you're hella good.
Yeah, he's amazing, especially doing it with Samus. Like, obviously Plup's really good too. But I think did Plup switch to Sheik for sure?
He's a Sheik main now.
Oh god. Well, we'll see how that goes.
Well, he was up 5-0 in grand finals against Hungry Blocks and then lost.
Damn.
So
that sucks. That sucks, but obviously if he can do it that quick, like that proves that he's a good player.
Yeah.
Hugo was talking about it last night, where he feels like Samus really exposes you for being like I don't know if he used the word a bad player, but being an inexperienced player. He was saying that, you know, especially the Fox Samus matchup. Well, he'll play people that are like, oh, dude, like, oh, I just don't know the Samus matchup. I don't know the Samus matchup. But he really exposes, like, holes more so than the matchup. Like, he exposes, like, strong holes in a person's gameplay. And he says, like, most of the time it's not even that they don't know the Samus matchup. Like, that might be a little bit of it. But more so that they're just, like, not... They don't have, like, a super solid foundation. So I think that's really cool, too. Samus is sick, dude. I can't play Samus, though. You ever tried?
It's frustrating because you have to work so hard for openings, and even when you get your openings, they're not the most rewarding either.
Right, and I don't know. Yeah, I can't. I just try to forward still, like I don't do it right.
Yeah, I don't do well. So, is there any thing you wanna, closing thoughts for people that might be stuck at just making it out of pools but not much further?
Look at why you play. I promise you, like that makes so much more of a difference in how much you're gonna advance. Like I talked a little about it, but like really dissect it, dude. Like really dissect why you play and what you think is holding you back, and I think that'll get a lot of people really, really farther because that's just what I did, and it really just carried me a lot. Like we were saying, like maybe 6 months ago, I was listening to a lot of people, and I don't think I've lost anyone outside of like top 10 in SoCal in a while. So really dissect it and like just have a good mentality. And if you want to get good, like just go do it, dude. Like you don't have to sit there passively and just like wish that you're gonna be good. It's not gonna be handed to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important. But yeah, I think that's about it, man. If you guys have any questions, I'm always willing to answer. Can I plug myself, Tafo? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
All right, thanks, man. Check out you can check out my Twitch at mikeHAZE Gaming. I'm probably gonna stream in like an hour. You can check me out. Of course, stick around for Tafo though. Check me out twitch.tv/mikeHAZE Gaming or twitter.com/mikeHAZE Gaming. I'll be around. Always willing to answer questions. Always willing to like play with people and help people out and stuff. So I don't know. That's what I'm here for. I think like teaching other people helps you get better too. So that's I try to help a lot. And I like seeing people get better.
I just saw something funny on Twitter.
What was it?
So Duck apparently forgot his passport.
Where is he? Where's he trying to go?
To Gommel from Michigan.
Oh God.
And Juggle Tyrant just left him there at the at the border.
Dude, that is such a West Balls move.
Oh, forgetting your thing?
What? No, I'm saying forgetting your passport, exactly. Like that's something that West Balls would do. He'd like get his flight, or he'd forget like his suitcase. West would forget everything, dude. He'd forget his socks and stuff. It'd be pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. So yeah, thank you very much, Mike, for coming on the show. It's really nice just seeing you grow from a person that got 3-stock by me, and in less than a year, you're definitely winning over 50% against me. So props to you.
Thank you, Tafo. Who's up next, man?
Johnny. SCG.
Johnny, I'll stick around for that one. Johnny's one of my favorite people. But yeah, thank you so much, Tafo. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening. Feel free to hit that follow button or subscribe to Melee It On Me. You'd be helping us out a lot. Shoot that, Tafo, shoot out, you self-promote. Shoot out that donation link. Let's see if we can get your goals.
Alrighty.
Alright, dude. But I'll catch you later, man. Have a good one. I'll see you Tuesday, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll do.
Alright, peace, man.
Later.